They can communicate among themselves by using a braille and by using a sign language. Many of us are not aware of it. How can you communicate with those people? Right? So we can build a technology where we can establish a communication between the normal society and such a specially able society. Right? Okay, we have already seen many such kind of models. There is an ATM where a blind person can get into the ATM and touch the screen and he can understand the numbers and accordingly he can communicate. Right? That person can become independent. For example, if a person cannot hear, cannot speak, but how can that person can communicate with a normal person who knows how to speak and how to write and how to hear. But definitely there is a sign language, all of you are aware of it. Right? Sign language, American Sign Language, Indian Sign Language. Right? When I make some signs, and that image need to be converted into a text, and then again that can be converted into speech in real time. In real time. A person can make a sign and automatically a voice related to that sign should be synthesized. And that's how we can build a relationship, or we can integrate a specially abled community and a normal community. There's also research, right? So that is what is called a computer vision. Okay, that uses AI, ML and DL and enable computer to see and interpret images and videos, extracting meaningful information from them. And this includes object recognition, image classification, facial recognition and many more such examples. And then is the image processing. This field focuses on manipulating and enhancing digital images, and it is foundational area for computer vision, preparing images for analysis. Because without processing images, we cannot do anything. Now take an example that how our brain works, natural intelligence. Whenever you are traveling in a busy road, right, and whenever you are in the traffic signal and you want to make a decision, so how you take a decision? Definitely you have to watch the signal, whether it's a red signal or yellow or a green, because you have to make a decision. And definitely you need to understand the density of the vehicles, right? For example, if somebody is crossing, even though there is a signal, then you have to make a decision, right? And in some cases there is no signal, means there is no traffic at all, but even then we have to drive. So we need to take a lot of decisions, right? So we have to process the image, we have to process the text, we have to process the video information, but everything has been processed within a fraction of a second, and that enable us to make a decision. Now we have to provide such an intelligence to the machine whenever you think of autonomous driving, and that is the basis for such a decision making and an intelligent system is the image processing, and also this computer vision, and also deep learning and machine learning concepts all together build such an intelligent system. And that's where we need to understand these simple concepts, and you can plan to work on any of these domains. And another very interesting thing is natural language processing, because today because of advancement in science and technology, we need not write programs as you already understood, we just have to prompt. I think you might have heard about the prompt engineering, right? So there are many jobs which are waiting for prompt engineers. You need to know how to prompt and get most out of the systems, and we call it prompt engineering. Okay? So earlier days we used to write an SQL query, select from where, if at all you want to get the data from a database. Even today we are using SQL programming, right? There is a structured data, a structured query, and then we can get the information. But today we are not worrying about the structured data and the structured query. The data will be automatically organized, and also we can write a query using a natural language where a machine can understand and retrieve the information that we have already witnessed. Okay, so that's where the importance of natural language processing plays a significant role. So NLP is a subset of AI that focuses on enabling computers to understand, interpret and generate human language in a way that is meaningful and contextually relevant. Everything in deep learning related to text data will eventually comes under the umbrella of natural language processing. Your ChatGPT and Google search engine, everything works on natural language processing. Okay, I think you can find a very interesting applications. If you go to Tamil Nadu, or if you go to Andhra or any other places where we don't understand their languages, then how do you make a decision? because everything is in their own language, right? Then how can you understand and how can you make a decision independently? So definitely the technology is the boon. You just capture the picture and let's convert that into your regional language and you can understand and you can make a decision. And that's where when you are visiting a country where English is not a language of communication, particularly for example China, even Russia for that matter, only in academic institutions they speak in English, but in all other places they use only Chinese language and only Russian language, which we cannot understand. So there, the natural language processing plays a very significant role. Maybe you can think of converting the data in a real time. You can use a translator, let the person speak in the native language and let's convert that into the international language which you understand and communicate comfortably in a real time. And that's where we can understand the importance of natural language processing. Right? Okay, so all these things are the advanced technologies which we need to learn being the researchers and being the technocrats. Okay, it is not that we are just using the tools which are designed by somebody else, right? Because we are the professionals and we have to design such intelligent tools, right? And that's what is our contribution through a research. So, in essence, AI is the overarching goal we can achieve, and ML is the key method for achieving it. DL is a powerful subset of ML, and both ML and DL are heavily used in computer vision to allow machines to understand and interact with visual data. And image processing is a supporting technique often used to prepare data for computer vision, and NLP bridges human-machine communication. Because when you speak with a machine, right, then machine has to understand your language, right? And that's how all these are the technologies which we must learn and we can integrate them, and with that we can create a very intelligent tool. And that's the result of the various AI tools which we are witnessing today. So with this, now let me give you some information quickly about what is healthcare technology, how this AI techniques can enhance the healthcare technology and provide a better service to the community. So here healthcare technology is any technology including medical devices, IT systems, algorithms, artificial intelligence, cloud and blockchain designed to support health organizations. And that's what we understood what exactly the healthcare technology mean. Then how this healthcare technology has changed the healthcare, right? Now look at here some points in this context. Healthcare technology can streamline processes, automate tasks and improve workflows at a scale that is not possible for humans alone. Right? I think I already gave an example. If a pathology doctor wants to take a decision and has to process maybe tens and hundreds of images in a day, right, then definitely it's quite difficult and it's error prone and we cannot expect high accurate results in such. But in that case, the technology is a support which we can do much better. And technology solutions are helping healthcare professionals to improve patient care, create better experiences and reduce the burnout. Okay, so how? You will see with some examples. See here, technology solutions for addressing public health emergencies and policy changes. Here, data analytic tools we have, AI and ML tools we have, right? Telehealth solutions are, digital health solutions are there, and interoperable solutions are there. So with all these technologies, we can contribute a lot to the healthcare technology and provide a better health services to the society. So then, why AI in healthcare? Now look at here some points in this direction. The emergence of artificial intelligence in healthcare has been groundbreaking, shaping the way we diagnose, treat and monitor patients. So definitely, you can take many examples. There is an X-ray image, MRI image, or CT scan, or any such kind of images, right? Doctor has to spend more time to analyze those images and find out a very crucial point there to make a decision. Now, is it not possible for us to support the doctors with the technology? That's what the idea here, right? So, emergence of artificial intelligence in healthcare has been groundbreaking, reshaping the way we diagnose, treat and monitor patients. So given an X-ray image, it can identify, right, some of the issues with that person as far as that X-ray image is concerned. And similarly with MRI or CT scan. And you will see some examples later, right? So with that, an AI enabled solutions is possible, okay? So where it can closely observe the images, because many times because of the poor quality image, certain things are not visible. Again, now you see how image processing technology enabled the doctors to make a decision with an enhanced image quality, right? Okay, so you can take an image which is captured and not of good quality, and you can subjugate that image into image enhancement. With an image enhancement, you will be able to see some of the very interesting patterns in the data where doctors can observe and make a decision which would otherwise not possible. And your decisions or the doctor decisions will go wrong. And that's where the technology is reshaping, right, the healthcare sector. We can diagnose, treat and monitor patients. Now, this technology is drastically improving healthcare research and outcomes by producing more accurate diagnosis and enabling more sophisticated treatments. AI in healthcare ability to analyze vast amounts of clinical documentation quickly helps medical professionals identify disease, markers and trends that would otherwise be overlooked. Because look at an example of a patient's care sheet. For example, a patient has been admitted to a hospital and the patient was treated for almost 1 month, and every time doctors will come and write something regarding what the treatment given and what is the response by the patients for that particular treatment or a medicine, etc. Everything has been documented. Now, after 1 month, okay, let us assume that the patient has been discharged. As per the doctor's advice, the patient will take care at home, and again after 1 month, the patient will come to the hospital to take a follow-up. Then how come a doctor knows the entire history of that particular patient? Don't you think that it's a very tedious task for a doctor to understand? But here are the electronic health records, EHR records, right, which are in a digital form, and whenever a patient meets the doctor can get the complete data and use the AI technology, where that AI technology or a tool can extract that entire EHR records and summarize within a fraction of a second. It can identify the important patterns and help the doctors to make a decision, and that's what is the meaning here, right? So thousands of records can be processed in a minute, and which helps to identify some patterns and the trends, and based on which the doctor can make a decision whether that particular patient has to undergo some more treatment or any other scanning, or what should be the advice, and many things as such. And that's where the technology is contributing to the health sector. The potential applications of AI healthcare are broad and far-reaching, from scanning radiological images for early detection to predicting outcomes from electronic health records, which I already mentioned. And by leveraging artificial intelligence in hospital settings and clinics, healthcare systems can become smarter, faster and more efficient in providing care to millions of people worldwide. So that's where we need to understand the importance of the healthcare and also the AI solutions. Here are some of the use cases of AI in healthcare. Accurate diagnosis, which I already mentioned. The AI tools analyzes medical data to diagnose the patients. It could be an image, X-ray, MRI or CT scan or electronic health records, and whatever it may be. AI tools will analyze the medical data and diagnose the patients, right? That's what is called the multimedia data. It can be a voice, it can be a text, or it can be audio, image and etc. Personalized treatment. The tailored approach improves treatment efficiency and enhances the patient satisfaction. Many times what happens? If a patient meets the doctor with a particular ailment, right? Many times what happens? A particular ailment varies from person to person, right? According to some survey, right? The doctors have said that a person is a diabetic, right? Before, for example, if the sugar level is between a particular limit, say for example, a person is not diabetic if that H1, we see something like that, that's medical examination. If it is more than 6 point, then the person is diabetic. Less than 6, not a diabetic. Okay, so that's how, but according to the medical survey, the doctors, they say that it may vary from person to person. A person with that, right, HbA1c, if it is, even if it is at 8, that person is not diabetic. In some cases, if that value is even at 6, that person seems to be diabetic. And that's where a personalized treatment is very, very important. The treatment which is given to one particular person for a particular ailment may not accurate for some other person. It varies and it all depends on the body constraint of the person, right? And that's how the personalized treatment also plays a very significant role. With the help of the technology, it is possible for us to understand every person's need, and accordingly the treatment can be tailored, and that's what is all about the personalized treatment. And the next is the better workflow, and definitely today all of you have witnessed. Earlier, if at all a person has to get admission to the hospital, and he has to do all formalities for admission process like insurance and all, it was taking more time. But today it's not like that. With just a mouse click, that hospital can understand the health insurance or any such kind of policies. Within a minute, they can admit the patient and start the treatment within no time, right? And that's how, it is not only that, even all other administrative activities can be done in an intelligent way, so that we can optimize the resources. Maybe the beds, because I think all of you might have heard about that during COVID period. There was no bed at all in the hospital, right? Even for a ordinary cough and other cold and all, the people used to get admitted to the hospital because thinking that they have a COVID, something like that. And there was no hospital, and there was no ventilations, right? There was no oxygen cylinders, right? Now, how can a particular hospital management can manage the resources way more efficiently, right? So that's where the better workflow is possible with the help of the technology and particularly the AI tools. So AI automates administrative tasks, reducing administrative costs. Okay, it can properly manage the resources when a particular person needs an admission, and in advance they can plan everything, so the resources can be optimized. And next is the predictive analysis. Provide a proactive approach by predicting diseases. I think many of you have already heard about the mammography images, right? So breast cancer is one very threatening disease for female. So definitely with this technology, so they can well in advance can predict, and also the possibility, and accordingly take precaution. It is not only that, even the diabetic or any such kind of hereditary diseases. Because today the technology can even process the genes. You might have heard about microarray data. Have you heard about the microarray data? Gene expression analysis. By analyzing the microarray data and gene expression analysis, doctors can predict whether this particular person can be susceptible to a particular disease after few years, right? Okay, you might have heard that the doctors used to tell, if a female, right, if a woman becoming a diabetic during pregnancy, after 10 years, there is a chance that that woman will become a diabetic. See here, how come these predictions have been done? Because of science, because of technology. Now that has become more accurate in today's scenario because of intelligent techniques like AI. So predictive analytics, it can predict what could happen after a few years, and because of the food style, because of lifestyle, because of other constraints, body constraints, whether a particular person is subjected to susceptible to a particular disease after a few years, and what should be the precaution, everything. That's what is called predictive analytics. And then mental health support. AI chatbot provide patients with emotional assistance, right? Even you can assess whether a person is tense, whether he is under any pressure, right? Anything as such, just by observing the behavior of a person, right? Stress management, right? Stress management. Today, because of this fast moving life every day, so all of us are subjected to one or the other stress, and because of that, our health, okay, will definitely we are suffering from ailments. Obviously, the blood pressure, sugar, all these happens because of our lifestyle and pressure, many things as such. So here, the counselors will guide you, and accordingly they can suggest you some techniques and meditations and etc. But here we can think of AI technology which can interact with you, and it can assess your emotional quotient, okay, or emotional any such parameter, and based on that it can suggest you, right, what best you can do in order to keep your mental health and also the physical health. How can you be calm even in spite of too much of work which you do in a working environment, right? So that's where the mental health support is also possible with the chatbot, which can provide a patient with the emotional assistance. All these things are some of the use cases of AI healthcare, right? So now look at here some of the examples of medical diagnosis. Look at here as an example. AI models trained using an image annotation tool examine medical images and patient data carefully, helping doctors to find diseases easily. We already mentioned it. AI can spot signs of illness that might be missed during reducing mistakes. Early and accurate diagnosis mean better treatments and faster recovery for patients. Now look at here, AI aided, right, computer aided diagnostics. Okay, so arterial fibrillation and vascular heart diseases and many things as such, heart failure and all these things can be very effectively studied by using the diagnosis which is very accurate, and then creating personalized treatment which I already mentioned. AI tools at patients' history, their genetics and lifestyles can come up with an action plan to treat the health concern. Okay, so when a person meets the doctor, they study completely and accordingly they prescribe, but this thing can be very effectively done without an error by using AI tools, and this approach makes treatment more impactful and reduces the chance of side effects, and patients feel cared for because the treatment fits their specific needs. That's what is called personalized treatment. So a particular treatment may not suit for everyone, so we need a personalized treatment, and here is an example of AI driven consultation is one such. And also telemedicine and remote monitoring is another thing. Okay, I think you might have heard that a robot has successfully performed an operation under the guidance of a doctor who is in a remote place. Because many times we can't afford an expert. Maybe that expert is in some other place or in some other country, but how can we get their expertise in a particular operation? So here is the technology which minimizes the gap or builds the gap, and through which we can make it possible, and that's what is called telemedicine, and remote monitoring is also possible, where a particular person or a patient at a remote place will be equipped with certain equipments, and that can be controlled, constantly monitored at a doctor's desk. Okay, so that's how the telemedicine and remote monitoring is also possible with today's AI technology. And better workflow, AI takes care of appointments and manages records, saving doctors' time that we are already witnessing. This allows healthcare workers to spend more time caring for patients. Hospitals run more smoothly and save money by cutting down on administrative work. So we have already witnessed this particular thing, but further it can be made more intelligent by incorporating intelligent algorithms into such kind of tools. And another is predicting health problems. Look at here, early disease detection and patients' risk stratification, clinical decision support for that, and optimizing hospital operations, preventive health care, and again medical imaging and diagnostics, right? So with all these techniques, AI helps predict things like disease outbreaks, or when a patient might need to come back to the hospital. It can automatically help, and doctors and hospitals can prepare ahead, making sure patients get the care they need on time. This planning helps avoid emergencies and reduces the costs, which I already mentioned during the COVID period. Okay, so supporting mental health, I think we already discussed, and then helping researchers find cures. Look at here, AI processes huge amounts of data quickly, helping scientists find patterns and new ideas. That's what I already mentioned. With a microarray data or with a gene expression analysis, it is possible for us to identify any peculiar patterns, and accordingly how can we treat it. And that is possible only with a very huge computational time, okay, and also the computation resources, but not possible for doctors to perform such kind of computations, huge computations, right, in real time. And that's how AI supports that. It speeds up research, leading to faster discoveries and better treatments for diseases, and this helps bring hope to patients waiting for solutions to complex health problems. So maybe within a second or within a minute you can get the details, right, which would otherwise take maybe days or hours, weeks to find the solutions. So with all these things, even the researchers and technocrats can put their hands together with the medical practitioners. With all that, we will be able to build a very intelligent and also healthcare technology to serve the society. So